Typography is one brave soldier. It has been since the beginning of times and it's still here in the digital era where images and videos rule the realm. But its usage has changed, and that's what we are going to talk about in this video. Hello everyone, welcome to the Design and Tech Show. This is Shahid Kazmi, your host, and today we are talking about typography. Typography has been prevalent for many centuries now, so that only means one thing: more iterations, more flavors, more options. And that is great news for designers who like to play with different options, different stylings. So we'll be talking about how each type has got a different personality and how that personality should be matched with our interfaces and the look and feel we want to give off. We have talked about look and feel in our previous videos, so if you want to know about how typography is used for this purpose, you can watch that video. But if you want to dig deeper and dissect typography and its types, continue watching. So typography nowadays has got 4 categories: serif, sans serif, display, and script. So serif is the oldest kind. It's is the old-fashioned and very elegant sort of typeface. Then comes sans serif. Sans is without in French, so that actually means without serif. Sans serif, without serif. Sans serif typefaces differ from the serif ones mainly on their edges, on their endings. They don't have those foot, and that's sans serif. These are the latest ones we all use, like Open Sans, Google Sans, and Sequoia UI, Microsoft. So they all are sans serif. Then comes display, and this is sort of a dangerous font because it's not very readable sometimes, and it cannot, mostly not used for the paragraph purposes, but only for the headlines, just to add more creativity, add more flair. So that's the display font. And then comes the script font, and again this is not very readable. It is usually used for the headings only, not for the paragraphs, due to its readability and its childish nature, because it resembles our handwritten stuff. So every handwriting is different, has got different readabilities. So that's why mainly for headings, and mainly for headings related to child and creative stuff. There are certain features in typographies, right? So these are the 2 main ones: letter spacing and line spacing. These 2 can make and break your type in the UI. Yes. So letter spacing is the spacing between each individual letter, and every design tool out there, Figma, XD, Sketch, they all have this tool or option there, which using which you can alter the spacing between letters, and separating the letters can add more readability to the text, even more stylish effects like the panorama effect, where all the type letters have to be capitalized and they are very spaced apart, but not too much to make it less readable and just stop making them looking like a word, like a cohesive word. So that effect is called the panorama effect. So if you have seen the poster of Gravity or Interstellar, that uses the panorama effect. Too much letter spacing, all caps, and looks pretty good. But one thing though, you should not go overboard with the letter spacing, because too much space can break the cohesion of the word, and then the word stops being a word, just letters. And the other thing is line height. So line height is self-explanatory, I think, the spacing between each line. So if all the lines are closer together, very difficult to read. And every typeface out there, every font family has got their own line space settings, their own default line spacing settings, but we can alter it, of course, in different tools. So adding more space between different lines can actually add to the readability and to the aesthetics and make it look more clean by adding more white space. So by using line spacing, you can make it more aesthetic and add to the look and feel, also to the readability of that text. So letter spacing and line height used properly together can create very super rich, readable typography on your UI. One more thing is font weight. So every font has got their own properties, be that regular, medium, thin, light, bold, semi-bold, black. So these are all different intensities of width of each letter of each font. And in my opinion, in my all experience, bold, black and semi-bold have been used for the headings primarily, subheadings even. So these three have been used for headings mainly. For subheadings you can go for regular and semi-bold, and in the paragraph, light and thin and regular are the base criteria and maximum criteria as well. You can also go for light and thin in the main headings based on your aesthetics, but I am setting the usual criteria. So you can go for anything in your subtitles and headings, but for the paragraphs, regular is the deal, is the perfect one, because very readable, it's very predictable, and that's what you want for your text.